guys, it's Allie Actuality. I'm hoping that this video doesn't get me killed. The reason I say that is because the guy that I'm about to talk about, obviously as you'll find out, was not the most sane person I've ever met in my life. But essentially by the end of this video, I got him fired. At least I didn't help. My coworkers also helped, but you know, whatever. So, if you like this video, go down below, let me know, click that like button, and go a little bit to the left and click that subscribe button. Is it still on the left side? Go a little bit on the left, or the top, or the... and subscribe to... Whoa, I almost said to become a bro today. Subscribe to gain a new friend. So the first time I met him was actually when I wasn't working, and I kind of just saw him walking around. He was being trained, and I got bad vibes immediately, okay? So my bad vibes obviously aren't like I'm psychic and I can tell that in the future they're gonna do something crazy or whatever, but it's more that I can sense if someone is ill-willed, you know? I can tell when someone might be not the best person. So, nothing crazy, psychic and whatnot. I just get vibes. And I'm usually right. You can ask Paige Loves. I've actually been pretty accurate as so far. So the first time I worked with him, he was just kind of walking around. He was still trying to learn the job. And mind you, he was being trained to be our lead. So a lead is essentially a manager, but kind of underneath them, but they still get paid more. But they have more responsibilities, such as making sure that we're all doing our jobs, they do a little bit more paperwork, blah, 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 all that. And so he was there just getting a good grasp of the job. And so he was on heating, so he was walking around, he was heating up food and then walking over and giving it to the customer, you know, whatever. And this is by far the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It went like this.
Croissant for Maddie. Oh, croissant for Maddie. Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times.
Mind you, Maddie was right in front of him.
Ah, here we go. It's the beautiful young lady in the front. I love my job.
That was the single most terrifying moment of my entire life. There was terror and pain in his eyes. Like, okay, I almost dropped the drink I was making. Like, that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, okay? So, now as if that wasn't weird enough, okay? He comes over, and so there's the cold bar, and it's like a wall. It's just the wall. It's against the wall. And then I was on cold bar, and there was someone on the other side finishing. And Marcus walked between us. And instead of kind of like, I'll just show you.
Hi guys, I'm Marcus. I don't think I've met either of you. I'm Marcus, and I can't wait to be your new lead. I will be working with you guys for the evening, so I can't wait to start working with you guys.
What the fuck? Okay, and so I was like, does anyone else see this? Okay, now there was only one other coworker that agreed with me that he was like really off his rocker and that something was wrong with him. And the reason is because, for whatever reason, I never saw him nice. Like, he had never really been nice to me without being like really creepy, you know? And so that was just kind of the start of the weird things. And people didn't really believe me when I was saying that he like really freaked me out. And that's because I am paranoid. I am very paranoid of people. People just tend to creep me out very easily. I get very weirded out. And I'm very quick to kind of be like, hey, like, that person's weird. Like, we should probably stay away from them. Like, literally just by the way they look or dress or anything. And Paige knows that. So my friend Paige and my other friend, I don't know if he wants me to say his name in my videos. He probably doesn't care because it's a very generic name. But I'm just not going to say it just for the sake of whatever. So both he and Paige were saying, like, no, like, he's fine, like, you just haven't really given him a chance. And I was like, okay, like, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I haven't really worked with him very long, but he gives me weird vibes, so I just want you guys to know. So they were like, yeah, okay, like, we'll keep it in mind, but you should probably, like, just give him a little bit more of a chance, because he's kind of weird, but we wouldn't call him crazy. And I was like, okay, like, fine, like, I guess that makes sense, but whatever. So then he started being really unprofessional. He would cuss under his breath. He would just he would get very verbally violent under his breath, as if no one could hear him, but I could like, I was literally standing right next to him when he would take a pastry and be like,
God, I can't fucking open this stupid fucking plastic. Like, I don't understand, like, how to open this damn thing. Like, how do they expect people with big hands to open this shit? Like,
okay, so I was like literally scared out of my mind. I am so easily scared. I'm easily paranoid. I don't mess with that stuff. Like, I don't want to die. So whenever he got really weird, or whenever I thought he was gonna like get all angry or whatever, or the moment I heard him go, what the fuck, like, I was like, okay, bye, and I would go somewhere else. Now, then he got even more unprofessional, and he started saying things like, we would apologize for something. We'd say, oh, whoops, sorry, like, sorry I didn't throw that trash out, or something like that. And he would go,
don't worry about it, like, it doesn't even fucking matter.
like, he would say that to us, like, word for word, and it was just like, oh, like, it kind of does matter. Like, if we left that overnight, we're supposed to get in trouble. And usually you'd think that people would be like, hell yeah, like, he's super loose and, like, really not uptight. But it's like, you're our lead. You're supposed to lead us. You're supposed to care about what happens at this institution. And, like, obviously we can all do that by ourselves, but we make mistakes, you know, because we're doing, like, 500 other things, and literally their job is to lead us and keep us on track. So, I don't know. So he obviously wasn't really doing that very well. The final straw for me, okay, was, my final straw was long before any of this. My coworker was finishing his frappuccinos for him, right? And so she saw him putting in the syrups, and he was putting too many. So she told him, like, hey, Marcus, that only gets 3 because it's a tall. And Marcus essentially turns to her and goes,
I'm gonna make the drinks however I damn feel like.
okay, oh, fuck, like, okay, like, make them however you want, I don't give a shit, okay, bye. Like, so my coworker was just like, okay, like, no, like, screw that. Like, so this was around the time where we started reporting, like, hey, like, he's not very fit to work here. And he was obviously getting very stressed out just from the amount of cussing that he would do under his breath, like, when he wasn't understanding. And mind you, he failed his barista test like 3 times. How are we going to be led by someone that doesn't even know how to make a latte, you know? So it was just really frustrating for all of us, and we started going to the management, like, hey, like, this guy's crazy. Like, he doesn't care about this job. So as if any of that wasn't bad enough, I have a weird fear of people slowly getting angry. And I don't know how else to explain it other than exactly that. Like, when someone starts off like, that's kind of weird. Well, that's weird. Like, that's upsetting. And then, like, they end up on a like that build up terrifies me. I don't know what it is, but it gives me anxiety. Like, I get very scared. I, like, start breathing heavily. Like, I want to run away from whoever's doing the weird thing. So he actually did exactly that, and I was not okay. I was freaking out. He couldn't get the store open. We had accidentally forgotten something, and he had already locked the door, and so we were like, hey, like, sorry, can you let us back in? He was like, yeah, sure. So Marcus is, like, unlocking it. He's, like, doing the thing, and he's, like, I don't know why, but he was, like, putting the key in, and then, like, like, that's how he would open it. Like, he would put it in, turn it, and then immediately, like, pull it, right? Like, I don't know why he was doing it so quickly, but like just that movement of him like tugging the door gave me anxiety. And so so that's just what he was doing, and he was just going like that and then like tugging it. And so the first time he was like, oh, gosh, I can't get the silly door open. And he would try again. Gosh, man, this door is really hard to open, isn't it? And it's just like, yeah. And then, thankfully I wasn't alone though. I was with my other coworker, or my friend, and Paige. And so he's like still trying to open the door. He's like, man, like I can't get this damn door to open. And then like the cussing increased too. And he's like, fuck, like God, this is really difficult. And he just starts, oh yeah, this scared me so much. He just goes, why won't this damn door open? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Why won't it open? And he just goes, like, oh yeah. He like took the door and just shook it like violently, like just took it and just shook it. I was like, please stop. And like he stopped and turned to us. And this is exactly what it looked like.
Well, gosh, that was weird. Let's just try the other door.
He was just cussing and screaming like, why are you happy all of a sudden? Like, I was literally just so scared of his psychotic tendencies. Like, I didn't understand why no one else was scared. So anyway, I was scared out of my mind of this man, right? And so the last straw, this is essentially what got him fired. We all were having a meeting, and so it was almost all of my coworkers in a group, and we were finishing up closing. And so we asked him, like, hey, like, do you want to do the dishes for us? Because he, technically, like, as our lead, isn't really supposed to be on the bar with us unless we really need him, you know? So we asked, like, can you go do dishes in the back and start pre-cleaning so that we can clean up faster out here? And he goes, yeah, sure, like, yeah, okay, I can do that. It was fine. Like, he was just doing dishes, and obviously there's a lot of dishes, like everything touches food, everything touches milk, you know, like everything has to be washed. So that day, so it was a Friday, we have to wash the drains because they get clogged up and they get really gross and filthy, and we have to bring them in the back to wash. And so we were essentially done. We thought we were done, and then we remembered them because they're on the floor. We forget all the time. I was in the back because I was refilling the teas, I think, and I was like just collecting all of the ones that we needed, and Marcus was doing the dishes, you know, and I could kind of hear him like just kind of cussing, like, damn, it's a lot of dishes. And then I can see him like shaking his head, but I was like, oh, like I'm not gonna say anything, obviously. So, and this is like the one time I was with him by myself. I was like, why me? My friend came in and was like, hey man, like this is the last of it. And he dropped in the like little round things that go in the thing, and he dropped them into the sink. Thankfully they were plastic, right? So he leaves, and Marcus flips out, okay? My heart's racing just remembering. Oh my god. He slammed his hands on the corner of the sink, right? And he just goes,
I don't know what the fuck, like, man, these people, I'm their fucking manager, like, I'm the manager, like, I don't know how they're gonna come back here.
It's like I wasn't there, okay? And I'm literally, like, cowering in the corner with all of my little teas, like, I was like, oh yeah, please don't hurt me, like, I'm such a scared little shit. So he's like,
why the fuck are they telling me what to do? Like, I'm supposed to tell them what to do. How they gonna come back here and give me shit to do?
And he takes the plastic thing and just throws it on the ground and like throws everything from the sink, and like thankfully none of it was fragile, but it was like plastic, so it was like bouncing all over the ground, and he's just freaking out. And I was like, oh my god. Now, as if him throwing the stuff on the ground wasn't bad enough, please ignore my dog barking, as if that wasn't bad enough, Acid! As if him throwing the stuff on the ground wasn't bad enough, alright? This guy goes,
I don't know who that guy thinks he is, trying to come back here and tell me what to do.
And so he essentially, I wish I could remember exactly what he said, but he starts trash talking my friend, who was also my coworker, who was the one that put the stuff in the sink. And the reason why it was so like upsetting is because he was actually standing by Marcus this entire time, like saying like, hey, like maybe we just misunderstand him, maybe he's just kind of weird, but like I mean it's whatever, like he's a nice guy. So literally like the moment he like went back to doing the dishes, I like I ran out. I went to everybody, like all of my coworkers, mind you there were like 8 of them. I went, guys, shut up. And they all were like, what? Paige knew something was up because I would never stop. Like, I'm not that kind of person. Like, I'm not like a show stopping, everyone look at me, spotlight, whatever kind of person, you know? And so I was like, guys, Marcus is in the back over there and he's like shit talking everybody. Like, he like just shit talked, my friend, and he's essentially like saying like everyone's bossing him around, and he was like cussing and he was throwing the shit on the ground. And so everyone was like, what? My friend was like really hurt by it because he was like, man, I stood by him, I protected him from like anyone talking shit, and he's gonna turn on me like that. And so essentially we all went to the management and we're like, hey, like we don't want to work with him, we don't feel safe, he throws stuff on the ground, he doesn't respect anybody, he doesn't know how to work here, he can't work with him. And essentially he got fired like 2 days later. So that was my lead from hell Starbucks story. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully this video doesn't get me killed. Leave a like so that at least I died for something. But I don't want to die. Just leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe because I tell cool stories sometimes. I don't know. It really depends. And I give good advice and I just really want to be your friend. I hope you had a good day or night or evening, afternoon. Evening and night are the same thing. Drink lots of water. Sleep well. Try not to sleep too much. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.